Want to start a small business? In some ways, that's easier than ever today. Interest rates are low, and the internet now allows us easier access to potential customers. But business professor Brian Brenberg says what makes it harder to start a business is the tax code. It kills little guys. But what do you mean? Because the code applies to big guys and little guys equally.
It does apply to big guys and little guys equally. The problem is big guys have a lot more resources to throw at these 75,000 pages than small guys do. It wouldn't, take GE for example, it wouldn't surprise me if they have 500 to 1,000 people working for them that they can have sifting through this. And
well, we actually checked that.
Okay.
In the year 2011, according to a report, they had about 1,000 employees just doing this instead of producing light bulbs, whatever they do.
Yeah, so I mean, in theory, everybody's looking at this at the same time in the same way, but the truth is GE is finding lots and lots of ways to make this work to their advantage. Small businesses cannot do that.
The National Small Business Association polled businesses and found that they spend more than 80 hours a year on federal taxes. That's 2 work weeks. Add payroll taxes, 2 work weeks. Sales taxes, 1 work week.
You're talking about a month of work devoted not even to paying taxes, just trying to comply with the tax code, right? And the big problem there is if you're spending time working on taxes, you're not spending time improving products, investing in your employees, expanding your business, creating jobs, which is exactly what the economy needs.
But you can't have a tax code that says, okay, we'll give small guys a break and GE, you could afford it.
No, give them the same thing, right? Create a level playing field. The point here is to not put small businesses at a disadvantage, right? You want to create an equality of competition or the opportunity to compete, right? So create a tax code that both of these types of businesses can comply with and work with.
But what are the odds of that when politicians get such rewards for favoring certain people? The last fiscal cliff bill, we're out of money, but somehow TV and film producers, everybody wants to be friends with them, they got a special credit. Owners of NASCAR racetracks, wind turbine makers, that's GE.
No, of course. The odds aren't easy. The odds aren't good. And as you talked with Steve Forbes before, I mean, people have been at this an awful long time. One thing I think we haven't done is framed this debate in terms of some of the words or some of the language that I think is very popular now. When I look at this, I see institutionalized inequality of opportunity, right? If you're big, if you're wealthy, you're connected, this can work in your advantage, right? But if you're the small guy, then you're at a severe disadvantage, right? And if we think about inequality in the United States, why not start attacking it by taking this thing down from 75,000 pages to something that everybody can deal with?
And I should say that the 75,000 is beyond this. That's the explanation of these guys.
Right, exactly.
But the movement is to add more.
Right, yeah. Well,
you read the paper, it's a little adjustment, a tweak here.
Yeah, and what's really so tough about that, why this is really an issue, is actually today it is probably more than ever easier for your average person to be an entrepreneur, to start something, right? Web platforms like Etsy, Amazon, PayPal, right? These things allow you to put up a storefront, reach customers, ship a product, bill them and collect money in an easier way than ever before, right? So we have the opportunity to encourage entrepreneurship, and we throw a tax code at entrepreneurs that says, don't even try. Don't even try. That's absolutely not what we want to be doing.
And you hear from people who say, hey, I got the internet, great new stuff, but because of this, I'm not going to try?
I had a conversation this afternoon. Not that I'm not going to try, right? But I'm going to get into it. I'm going to realize very quickly, I don't know how to handle this, right? And you do one of two things. You either pay somebody a lot of money to do it for you, right?
Or you buy this complicated software.
Or you try to do it yourself. And the truth is, or you roll the dice. I'm just going to roll the dice and hope nobody's checking this all that closely, and I can just go on with my business, right? Do you want to put people in a position where they're rolling the dice? I don't want to put people in that position. I want them thinking about their business and creating great products and creating jobs for people.
Thank you, Brian Brenberg.